Sit down, get your popcorn, get your cup of tea, as I'm about to tell you some advice as a 13-year-old who has complex PTSD and anxiety. That's a mouthful. This page is now going to be a lot more focused on awareness and stuff to do with this, because I feel like this is a lot more what I am, and I have a lot more understanding of these things. I'm not going to go through just yet why I have what I have. I'm not comfortable with it, and I'm never going to feel pressured to put it on the internet because, quite frankly, it's nobody else's business. However, if you do have any other lighter questions other than what happened, feel free to put them in the comments. First thing is, if you're ever in like counselling or therapy or anything like that, take a break day. Don't force yourself to do anything else during that day, because that is traumatising as a whole. It's not just traumatising, it's also you're going through so much deep conversations and so much deep stuff. You can't just walk out of that room and expect to fit in again. You've got to have time to decompress, because I'll tell you what, I've not decompressed before, and I've had a horrible day the next day because I've just been so mentally exhausted. If you have trauma that not a lot of other people with trauma have, like the same type of trauma, you're not stupid. Quite frankly, if that's what you have trauma from, that's what you have trauma from. You must have had a bad experience to have trauma from there, or from that person, or from there, or from that place. Like, you must have had something bad happen to you to have trauma. So, do you know what I mean? Yeah. The next thing is knowing your differences between anxiety and being anxious. There's a lot of differences between them both, and knowing the differences, because if somebody ever says you're just anxious and you've got anxiety, there's a lot of differences between them both, and don't try and confuse yourself and say that you're just anxious when you've got anxiety, because that puts you in a bad headspace. Also, this is a quick one. Nobody knows the difference between, not a lot of people I find knows the difference between anxiety and depression, so I'm going to go through them really quick.
So anxiety is being anxious about like something about the future because of something that's happened in the past. Depression is being stuck in the past. When I say stuck in the past, I mean like not being able to get over the past, you know?
If you want better answers on that, go Google it, because I do know obviously the difference. I don't know if I explain it right in a way. From my personal experience, I do think about what I have trauma from every single day, but I try to not let it impact me as much as what it used to. But it does still impact me every day, and that is okay. I want to say two more things. If you think you have trauma or anxiety or depression or anything like that, and you've not got a diagnosis, try and get a diagnosis, because it brings you a lot of closure in my eyes. Not closure, but it brings you a lot more to terms with it. I know I said I was going to say two more things, but I've totally forgot the other thing. But yeah guys, that is it, bye.